Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Aquamate. I'm Josh from the Aquamate channel, and recently I've been promising you all some big news. I keep putting it in the last 3 or 4 videos because some things have changed and it's going to impact the channel. So I want to share all of that with you, but I've also got a whole bunch of questions that have been asked over the last couple of videos. So I thought it might be nice to shout out some of the people that have asked me some questions, answer them so that all of you get to see the answer, because I really appreciate everyone that leaves comments and starts a conversation in the comments thread down below and everything. So today we're going to have a look at some of these questions. I'm going to answer them all for you, and at the end I'm going to let you know what the big news is and how that's going to impact the channel. All right, so last week we had a comment which I actually want a lot of your feedback on this one because I never really thought about it. The Aquamate channel does premieres every week at 6:30 on a Thursday night Eastern Standard Time in Australia, and it means that I get to catch up with you guys. But some of you can't make it. A lot of you can't make it. There's probably between 10 and 20 people that are there having a chat with me, usually the same solid crew. And if you haven't seen a premiere, jump on and have a chat with us all. But this one here from Mimont, is that how I should say it? Mimont. I like you, YouTube, but hardly watch videos anymore because the premiere crap won't let me hit watch later. So I swipe the notification when I get up and then I forget to watch. That was on the last week's video. Are you guys having that problem too? Are you looking at it going, actually, I don't really get notified from the Aquamate videos anymore because you keep doing premieres? Do I change? Do I not do premieres? Is it stuffing up your enjoyment of the channel? I basically replied to Mimont and said, should I reconsider premieres? But I'd love to hear your feedback on that one too. Next up on the video from before, one of those people I was talking about before that's always at the premieres, John Maud. Thank you for watching all these videos and having a chat. But he asked where I get all the plants from on the other video that I'll put the thumbnails here so you know which ones I'm talking about, but setting up the White Cloud tank behind me. Where do we get all the plants? Most of the plants in there are from Studio H2O. Actually, I'd say 50-50. Studio H2O, so our good friend Boaz, if a lot of you people should know who Boaz is. And the other one is Fish and Feather in Kilsyth. Pretty much, if I'm buying plants, it's going to be from those 2 places. There are a few others, and I'll always try and make an attempt to shout them out when I do, but I pay full price for them, all that sort of stuff. I think I get looked after every now and then, but they're the 2 places that I buy my plants from. Another question from TJ's New Life. Thanks for the question, TJ. Same video. Did you say, let's get these fish acclimated? A long time ago, I started saying this catchphrase at the end of each video saying, and if you get new fish, always remember to acclimate them first, because I'm Josh from Aquamate. And so a lot of people think I'm saying aquamate instead of acclimate, but I'm kind of doing it on purpose to see if you guys pick up on it. I may have done it myself. I may have skipped and said acclimate your fish, but whatever, we all know what you mean. Or what I mean. Another video that was from a few weeks ago, and another awesome member of the channel, Fishymon64. This was doing the Dutch Scape. We were adding a whole bunch of new fish, and I only put in 2 Otocinclus because I only had 2 Otocinclus spare that I could put in there because I was shutting down a tank. The question there was, I heard Ottos do better in groups, more of a statement. 100%, probably want 6 in there. It is an 80-litre tank. I'm probably going to try and get 10. The problem is in Australia, and I don't know if this is the same around the rest of the globe, but Otocinclus are tiny little fish, and they can range from between, well, not even, I think they're usually like starting at about 15 bucks each. So when you want to get a crew of them, you're not just looking at 30, 40, $50. What's that? 6, that's $90 just on Otocinclus. Not that that should be an excuse, but sometimes they can be a little bit temperamental too when they're moving into their new tank. So you've got to be ready and prepared and make sure you've got everything set up for them. The fact that I've got the 2 in there doing a great job now means I've got a lot of confidence in going and spending that money and increasing the Otocinclus school that we'll have in that tank. All right, now this one's a long question from a video that I did a long time ago, and I need to clear some things up with this video. So this one is from Miss Shell Oz. This is regarding the Monte Carlo. I planted a whole bunch of Monte Carlo in some trays and put them outside to basically give them their own greenhouse so that I could grow my own Monte Carlo and stop buying Monte Carlo every time I wanted to do a new scape. She said, how did it go? I'm doing the same thing at the moment, but used sand as the substrate with API leaf zone under the sand, and I put a piece of plastic cut into strips, the plastic bottom for the green shopping bags. Oh yeah, I know what she's talking about, canvas bags. That way, once the carpet is full enough, I can take it out and slide it into place in my tank and then remove the plastic slider. Saves having to uproot them once established, and if I had the aqua soil on hand, I would have used that. It's a fantastic idea because you don't want to just pull up one big lot just to try and plan out one small tank. Awesome idea, I love it. I'm glad that you've been having success with it. My problem was I used Glad Wrap as the lid for my mini DIY greenhouses and garden soil, which should have been okay. What ended up happening over the warmer days, I would go out there to make sure that there was enough water in there, that they were nice and moist and growing, and the bands that I used to wrap the Glad Wrap around it broke. So I lost the Glad Wrap every now and then, and it was letting the moisture out, and eventually they just didn't work. So I did buy some better greenhouses last summer, but I haven't really tried it again since. So I set that up, and it's been a really popular video, and a lot of people have tried it and had some success. But yeah, I failed in doing that, and I will make a new video probably this summer to say this is what went wrong and this is what is going to improve that. Another blast from the past, and the reason I bring these questions up is because these videos are still getting a lot of views. So the question is only a couple of weeks old, but it's on the detritus worm video. That video is almost at 40,000 views. It is one of the simplest videos I've ever made. I just put the camera there and I saw a worm sitting in the tank in front of me and went, I should make a video about detritus worms. People must freak out when they see them. And that is the general consensus. So Alex Abeta, currently doing a water change and wiping up some of these guys from the rim, and my skin is just crawling even though I know they're harmless. Ugh. That's pretty much, as I said, the general consensus with these guys. The best bit is that they're harmless, and I get so many comments on that video, and it's a good little reminder, people just saying, hey, thank you, you've put my mind at rest. I know that I'm not in trouble with these things. So it's a good one to hear from you guys every time. We'll do 2 more questions, well, 3 more questions, and then I'll get to that big news for you. There was another video a couple weeks ago where we talked about the easiest to breed fish. Naz SO8, who's a big fan of the channel, actually ran into Naz one day in a fish store, and he's like, hey Josh, and I was like, oh, kind of blew me away, but he's one of the nicest guys of all time, and yeah, I'll hint at something. He might be part of that big thing that's coming up. Anyway, his question is, love Endlers, nice content for a lot of hobbyists. Quick question though, what is the ratio of the babies, male and female? As I'm breeding platies, 9 out of 10 babies are female, or some of them are sometimes all of them are female. I'm not 100% sure, but I have heard multiple times from multiple sources that it can be to do with the pH. So if you've got a more acidic tank, you might have more of one sex than another, and a more alkaline tank, it can go the other way. Another thing to probably look at is when you have live bearers and you breed them and they all look pretty much the same at the start, sometimes it could be a dominance thing. So for example, I'm breeding tiger endlers over in the Nintendo tank right now. There is babies everywhere, and what will happen is as the males get stronger and they start trying to fight for the female's attention, they color up, they become a more attractive prospect for the females. So in saying that, that will take a long time. They'll take a little bit of time before all of the males will get their color, because they might not be that high on the pecking order, but they'll eventually get there. So it can just take a bit longer for some to show their colors than others. Another question on that same video was from Alan S, another favorite of the channel. Heaps of comments and heaps of views. Thank you very much, Alan. Yes to endless, although separate tank for boys and girls, is this a good idea? Effectively, it can be a really good idea. They'll all have fun, they'll still swim around your tank happy and everything. They're just prolific breeders. So if you have males and females together, you're probably going to end up with babies. If you separate them, then obviously you can't end up with babies. So you might see that a lot because people are trying to stop the breeding process for a number of reasons, and it could just be that they just enjoy looking at the male only tank, or they just enjoy having females only. They could be trying to be specifically breeding the best of the best. So they might pick out the best male and the best couple of females and put them into a tank, let them have babies, and then remove them again and try and get the best colorations in the next generation. Last one, this is a video we did a few months ago, and it's on the Netley light we're using on the Dutch Scape. Just Be a Guy 365, I love that name. Does this lamp got a built-in fan on it? Afraid I cannot withstand the heat from it. Does anyone know? It does have built-in fans. It's been a fantastic light. I had a bit of a power outage, it was my own fault, the power outage, and it's sort of reset itself on the app, and I think I need to re-download the app because I'm not running at the exact spectrums that I wanted to. It looks better having everything on full, but it's going to be better for the tank in the long run if I just dial it back a bit. But yeah, it doesn't get too hot. I've had no issues with it. And yes, I think it's got 2 inbuilt fans. All right, so I hope you enjoyed me answering a few questions from all these comments. You can also send me questions on Instagram, @YourAquaMate on Instagram. Did you enjoy that sort of content? I'm happy to do more of that, and I think it might be a good thing to sort of add to a lot of videos, just to pop in at the end, a little bit of a shout out and answer some questions live with you guys. But that brings me to that big news. The big news is I've left my job. How is that going to affect AquaMate? It means that I am now going to have a little bit more time on my hands. I am trying to do something for myself work-wise over the next few months, which means I will be able to live stream again. I've had so many people, especially in the premieres, asking, when can you live stream again? We love hanging out and having a chat. We like having guests and that sort of thing, and that's where Naz, who has a really good Instagram page, I want to get him up on to a live stream pretty soon. But we're going to start live streaming again. We're still going to continue with our weekly videos, so there's going to be a lot more content for you guys. I just got to work out when I can do it. At the moment, I'm favoring a Sunday night American time, Monday morning our time, because that will definitely work. But I need your feedback, and I want some ideas. What would you like to see in a live stream? Because I don't want to just do another live stream where I talk about what happens each week. I want to have a bit of fun with it. And yeah, I've got a whole bunch of ideas, but you're going to get more content. I'm going to get to hang out with you a lot more. And I think it's a really exciting thing moving forward. Now, if you're new to the channel and you've made it this far because you're wondering what I'm talking about, because there was a few references in there, hit the subscribe button so you can be a part of all this stuff in the future. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is a really big effort. I'm really proud of that effort. It's taken a long time. It's been a slow burn, but I really enjoy doing these weekly videos, and I really, really enjoy seeing you guys comment on them, like them. And hey, this probably won't work because I'm doing this at the end of the video, but can we set a like goal? Can we get 100 likes just for this video? It seems to work for so many other channels, and it means that more people get to see the content, and it means that I get to interact with you guys even more. So until next week, we will have another 6:30 premiere, Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time, and I've got a few things that are happening in the fish tanks right in front of me. And there's one that I'm thinking could be the end of its life cycle, and I want to talk to you guys about what we should be doing with that. So thank you very much for watching. Comment, like, do all the stuff down below, and then maybe your question will be on the next video. Thanks guys, stay safe, I'll see you soon.